Hey, welcome to my weekly live stream. I'm Kristine Weber, and I'm a yoga teacher. And I've been training teachers for almost 20 years. And my thing is that I love to help mature yoga teachers let their wisdom shine. So thank you for being here. Please leave a comment. It's really nice to hear from you, and let's connect. Um, so today the topic is knees, the bee's knees, I like to call them sometimes, because yoga is so great for your knees. It can also destroy your knees, So, I mean, how are you using your yoga practice? If the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem is going to look like a nail. That was Abraham Maslow's famous quote. And I love that quote because if that's how we're using our yoga, like it's a hammer and like, oh, there's my knee problem, I'm going to hammer that out like I've hammered everything out, then we're just using it the way that you can use, you can go to the gym and do that all day long. But what's so beautiful about yoga and what I've really cultivated in the teaching and the theory of subtle yoga is this idea of interoception, because interoceptive awareness is it's sort of like the little catalyst, if you like, of the magic of yoga. Bringing that interoceptive awareness plus breath, when you bring those together, you have this whole different way of working with anything that you want to work on. So knees are a big problem for many people. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see my knees better. So knees are a big problem for many people. I'm sorry, I'm on two different cameras, so sometimes it looks a little different. So for many people, the problem is that they have flat feet, right? The feet are flat, and that means the arches, have kind of collapsed a little bit. Many people have that problem in our culture. So when you bend your knee and your feet are flat, and the knee goes out too much or in too much, that's when you end up with knee problems. So what's so beautiful about yoga is we use interoceptive awareness to re-educate the knees and the muscles. And so just going really slow and really mindful, no pain, no pain. We're not looking for pain. And as you bend and straighten that knee, especially with flat feet, you kind of go in the direction of the second and third toe. And you can translate this to everything, right? So it's mountain pose, second and third toe, or chair, second and third toe, or warrior two, the same thing over the second and third toe. Everything that you do, goddess pose, right? So that is particularly helpful for folks with flat feet. Now, if you have a high arch, that instruction is not helpful, right? So, and how do you know if you have a high arch? Well, you're the person who goes walking on the beach and you see almost nothing in your footprint except a heel and the toe and like a little tiny thing on the side, on the outside, but the inside is not filled in with the sand doesn't fill in there. Then that means you're a high arch person. So hopefully somebody told you that, but if they didn't, you can from like walking on the beach or looking at your foot and seeing that the inside part of your foot does not hit the ground. Now, if that's the kind of person you are, then you want your knees to go more towards the big toe, not the second and third toe. And that's a very important distinction to understand if you're teaching yoga, because not everybody has the same foot. Some people, yeah, they pronate, they have no foot, they have no arch. They need a lot more of that. Lift the toes up so you get more of an arch, bend your knees over the second and third toe. But folks that have that flat foot, forget it. So I'm sorry, folks that have the high arch, forget it. They need to go towards the big toe. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. This is actually considered, and I haven't seen the research, but I understand that it's an evidence-based practice for strengthening the knees. It's so simple. You bring your hands to your waist. You can take that 1 foot forward a little bit and put the toes on the ground, and then start to mindfully bend and straighten the standing leg. And we're going to use exhale as we bend and inhale as we straighten up. You can always take that foot off the floor, by the way. That's better for you. Take the foot off the floor, right? Toes close to the floor. So bending, where does it need to go? And do you start to feel yourself wobbling? That's good, because that means your brain is doing a lot of work, but also it's telling you, oh, I have strengthening I can do here. So, and make sure you do the other side. So that simple movement with breath and with a ton of interoceptive awareness is how we start to make the knees stronger and healthier. Um, if you're feeling pain, you want to do a lot less of it. You can always feel free to put your back on the wall while you're doing that movement, like because the back on the wall is going to support you, or hold a chair or hold a wall, any of that stuff is going to be helpful. So um, like the thing about knees is you want to keep them as long as you can. And we don't want to end up destroying the meniscus, which happens a lot with yoga from sitting cross-legged or in full lotus, right? We don't want to destroy the meniscus. We don't want to create or exacerbate arthritic conditions. And we want to make sure that we're taking care of our knees as long as we can, because knee replacement surgery is not something you want to have to do, you know. But we can't avoid accidents. My father had both of his knees done. He was a football player. Like, of course, his knees were trashed, So, like, we can't avoid accidents and stuff. But the knee replacement surgery and even the meniscus surgeries, where they go and clean up the meniscus as we age, and we teach our students how to take care of their knees too. And so that combination of breath and interoception and really understanding how to track your knee is really that's the way to do it. That's the way to go. Okay, I hope that is helpful for you. Please leave a comment. It's so nice to have you here, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love. Take care.